I'm Rod Bridges, Fayetteville State legend, class of 2007. Supposed to be 2006, but I had a.
Did you just hit him with your class? Get out of here right now.
I had a red shirt year, but Yo, what's good? It's your boy Rod Bridges, man, and you are here tuning into the first episode of the New South podcast featuring myself and the GOAT, Webb Wellman.
We're getting goaty already, huh?
GOAT,
okay, I'll take
10
that.
seconds in, we got a GOAT reference already.
It took a podcast studio for me to become the GOAT.
Hey, listen, man. Well, listen, you the GOAT, man. I appreciate you
here.
having me. Yes,
here
sir.
We go.
What's going on, man? So listen, man. So tell the folks at home, man, a little bit about yourself, man.
So my name is Webb Wellman. You can find me online at Ball is Life East. I've been working for Ball is Life since 2010. I've been doing basketball videos since 2007. My primary sources of income are Ball is Life. I work for John Wall in the off season, which is amazing. I operate a drone business with our producer back here, Don Juan.
Shout out to Don.
Shout out Don Juan. If you see us talking to anyone behind y'all, behind the camera, it's Don, the Magic Juan. And the Holiday Invitational. Making sure the Holiday Invitational is the most popping event of the year.
Okay, yeah, man. Well, listen, man. So, a little bit about myself. For those who don't know, I'm Rod Bridgers. Typically, I don't have any claim to fame.
I'm gonna stop you already.
Okay.
I made these notes for this webisode. Maybe you can podcast. Maybe you can answer this, Donnie. On my notes, I know I didn't put this, but it says Rod, and then in parentheses it says Fayetteville State legend. Did you put that?
No, but
did you put that? I honestly, I have no idea.
That's just God, man.
Really though, as a man of faith, I believe that everyone needs to know you're a Fayetteville State legend.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue on. My bad. With the introduction of Rod Bridges, Fayetteville State legend.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Rod Bridges, Fayetteville State legend, class of 2007. Supposed to be 2006, but I had a.
Did you just hit him with your class? Get out of here right now.
I had a red shirt year, but yeah, I didn't really do shit that year.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, I have 4 years of college eligibility left. If anyone needs a shooter, a little washed, hit me up. Rod runs the post. He's also got 4 years of eligibility. Class 2007.
2007.
Hey, that's tough.
Hey, listen, I'm a stretch four, man. That means I just stretch out jerseys and shit like that. So
yeah,
I'm not
you
really
lay back, stretch
else.
out. Okay.
Yeah. But anyhow, man. Yeah. I guess really, man. People know me. I guess I've been on a few Balls Life videos.
That's how I know you.
Yeah, with my cousin Jalen Harris. I call him my little brother, but you know how black people do, man.
We
call each other brother.
At the very least, y'all all cousins.
Yeah, we're cousins. We're cousins. Shout out to my boy
enough.
J5 boy. What up? But yeah, man. So but other than that, man, that's pretty much how you know me, man. I mean, I'm on Twitter. I talk my shit.
Yeah, tell them where to find you on Twitter.
So I'm on Twitter, Rod_Bridgers, man.
And Instagram?
Instagram, Rod Bridgers, all one word. I think Snapchat's the same. Facebook, I'm really not on Facebook that much, but you can find me up there as well too. My mama's on Facebook. So
if you follow him on Twitter and Snapchat, you're doing yourself a favor. You'll get some laughs off. I know Rod strictly from filming and him always being the guy doing funny reactions, and over time we just kind of connected through that. And I mean, I would damn near call this a legit friendship at this point. I've known you for what, 4 years?
Absolutely,
3, 4
it's been
years,
a while,
something
man.
like that.
I think since Jalen's like sophomore year, man.
Yeah, so
absolutely. So.
I think I kind of helped him slow down on the reactions because we put him up so much. He was like, "Bro, I'm a grown ass man. I can't keep doing this."
I was 30 running up down the sideline in skinny jeans, bro.
Well, you know what? So that kind of leads us right into the next topic. You know, in terms of your athletic prowess. I would kind of like to talk about your weekend a little bit. What'd you get into this weekend?
All right, so man, yesterday, man, I went to the launching pad over there in Raleigh, man, and so first thing I saw the basketball go. So first of all, let me just slow down for a second. First and foremost, when I checked in, I asked the lady. I said, "Listen, what's the weight requirement? Because I don't want my big ass to."
That's weight. WEIGHT, not WAIT.
Just to be clear. So I had to make sure that I was good enough to go. I said, "Listen, I'm pushing about 270, 275, baby. So let me know." She said, "Oh, you're gonna be fine." I said, "All right, now if I fall through, it's on you. But she was
She
like,
said we have big babies in here all the time now.
Yeah, we got to see the basketball court. So I'm like, all right, I got to test my luck here. So at first, I'm starting to do like some basic dunks, like those 2K basic package dunks when you're my players first created. It's like a 50.
You said basic dunk.
So basic. So
okay.
So listen. So then I try a windmill here.
So that was gonna be my question. This is your version of a windmill.
So listen, but before it happened, so my first two windmills.
You ever seen Scary Movie?
I have seen
the little hand. It looks like you tried to windmill with your little hand.
So listen,
the baby hand.
My first few windmills, I was like trying to bring it from my legs, but I realized, I don't have bounce like that. Even on trampoline, because I don't exactly defy gravity. So as you can see here,
those aren't bounces; those are mini hops.
Yeah, exactly. Those are actually like I don't know what to call them. But anyhow, I actually did make a few dunks, but.
Did you make any windmills? Any baby hand windmills?
I actually did make a baby hand windmill. I actually posted that next, but it's cool.
I follow you on the internet. I didn't see you make any.
I made one. It's cool, but
y'all go follow Rod at Rod_Bridgers and see if you can find the dunk he made.
Retweet that for me.
Retweet it for him because the other one has got about 15,000 views right now. So that's pretty solid.
Yeah, man. But outside of that, so after the trampoline park, I actually got a chance to go to the high school OT Garner showcase and got to watch a few games.
We use that company name here.
Oh,
he went to a Garner showcase over at the new Garner High School.
Excuse me.
Hey, put it on the shot board.
The list. So went to the Garner showcase yesterday. I got to see Leesville Road and South Central and Garner and Kinston. The Leesville and South Central game was pretty good until the refs messed the game up. They fouled my young guy Jalen Benjamin out, man, on some trash call. I mean, the other kid, the Wilson kid, fouled out. It was, I hate when refs try to decide games, man. Like, let the kids play. Especially these are two teams who are trying to. They'll eventually meet up probably to play for a right to go to a state championship outside of Garner.
Refs tend to do that when the big games. A lot of people in the crowd. The games are on TV. It's funny.
He was trash too. So, but then I got to see Garner, man. Holy crap! Like.
Good and getting better. It don't make no sense how good they are.
Yeah, good luck beating Garner this year, man. So
well, they got destiny on their side too, right? So
Absolutely.
It's like on top of being always a good team, on having talented players, solid upperclassmen,
absolutely
one of the best coaches in the state. Now that dude's gonna end it. Y'all are winning every championship.
Absolutely. The GOAT. Shout out to the GOAT, Eddie Gray.
Good luck to Garner as they continue their run. They deserve everything they got coming to them.
Absolutely.
So let's jump into our first official topic, which is going to be mixtape culture. Okay. Mixtape culture as in basketball mixtapes, Ball is Life, old school hoop mixtape. We kind of want to talk about the influence and effect that the mixtape culture's had on the kids.
Got you. For my personal opinion about mixtapes, I feel like they're good and bad because, I mean, the first and foremost, it gives kids exposure. I mean, exposure that they may have never gotten,
right.
with a mixtape. So you can't ever be mad at that. I know I've sent mixtapes out that you guys made to Jalen, the coaches, and they would call me right back like, holy crap, who is this kid?
Right.
So it helped. The downside of it, sometimes it places unrealistic expectations on kids.
Mm-hmm.
Prime example, I mean, look at Seven Woods. Like, my God, Seven Woods has like one of the most highly viewed mixtapes of all time, but could he ever live up to the expectation of being?
Right. It almost made him an introvert.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. And I feel like to this day he's almost suffering from it because at Carolina he's not the same kid. Like he's lost all confidence, and it's not taking a shot at him. So Seven, if you watch this, I'm not taking a shot at you.
No.
I want you to get back to being who you are, but at the same time, it looks like you're not the same kid. So
I always tell people when Seven gets brought up, it's like, is he the guy from the mixtape that's dunking on all the young kids? No.
Right.
Is he still an amazing basketball player with pro potential? Yes.
Absolutely.
And so at the end of the day, and I mean, you know this about me, like, if you're a kid who can put yourself in position to make money, whether that's in the NBA, going overseas, finding a position in basketball away from playing, like, I don't really care what it is, but Seventh Woods is a basketball guy.
Absolutely.
So I imagine he makes some money playing the game, and then he probably finds himself a nice position within the game away from playing after
Absolutely.
that. So, I mean, to me, to the public perception, you could say, well, he's a flop. He didn't end up being who he should be.
Right.
Well, that video was made to get views.
Exactly.
It got views.
Absolutely.
He's at Carolina. So to me, when you simplify it, I would imagine he says, "I'm just happy to be here, and wherever God takes me, that's where I'm going."
Absolutely.
And so that's that comes with good parents and a good head on your shoulders, good coaches, and
right.
To me, that's the situation. A lot of times that doesn't exist.
Right.
Is having that support system.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna kind of just piggyback on what you said. Like to me, anytime I try to explain mixtapes to people, even early on, I was aware of kind of the negativity it could bring.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, if the people that are creating the content are professionals,
right,
and because even that set, like if that was me that made that 7th mixtape, no one would know how big that was going to be.
Right.
It's impossible to know it was going to get that many views.
Right.
I still would have probably talked to the parents.
Absolutely.
At that age.
Yeah.
Because even still, like with Kobe White this year, I went up to Rob Salter during their first game and I said, "Look, I can blow this up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you cool with that?"
Right.
He said, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
And in that way, like the kids are happy, the parents are happy, the coaches are happy, the school is happy. Whatever we can do to help everyone win, to me, that's what keeps the culture positive.
Right.
But you get guys, and I'm thinking of one specific guy. You get a guy without parents. You get a guy who maybe forces himself to be an adult earlier than possible, kids or money or whatever the case may be.
Right.
No solid coach, no solid support system. That's how you go to 5 different high schools, 3 different states. No college, nothing.
Yeah.
Just sitting at the house doing nothing.
Yeah.
But if you ask him, he'll bust anybody's ass. He's a man.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
And I mean, guys like that in certain situations, the guy I'm talking about specifically right now, I reached out to him and said, "You got to chill out.
Right.
You got to stop, stay put, go to school where whatever." Because at this point, when I was younger, I felt like that wasn't my place. But now at 30 years old, being 10 years in, I mean, if we can impart, me and Donnie both, if we can help these kids beyond just the videos and the exposure, help guide them, I think it's kind of tough to say we're doing a bad job.
Absolutely. I mean, and I look at certain situations, like for example, I look at a kid like Julian Newman. Like, can he play basketball? Absolutely. That kid's good. But the expectations and the pressure placed upon him, do I feel like that's beneficial to him? No, because I mean, you look at any like childhood prodigy mixtapes. You look at a Damian Hard. You look at a Julian Newman. You look at I'll even go for Justin Jennifer. Chase Adams. Like there's so much expectation, so many expectations placed upon these kids at an early age, and then when you see them in person, like it was horrible for Julian Newman. Like that kid, even when he said at Broughton, when he went and sat down, even when playing, they're chanting overrated him.
He's walking in the gym to the Broughton students chanting 0-3 and overrated at him. And the craziest thing to me about it is I told Donnie this. I thought they would not be thrilled.
Right.
Like once they got there and after the first game, they were so happy, man.
Yeah.
Their dad was so happy. Bryce Lanning, who films for them, was thanking us left and right.
Right.
Shout out to Bryce. Julian Love. I mean, I think his dad set him up for that. I think this is what they wanted, and I don't think Julian has a problem with it.
Right.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, if you deep dive that, I would say he's got to be strong mentally.
Right.
Reality is going to hit him at some point.
Right.
In terms of if he thinks the NBA is the absolute path for him, you got some growing to do, buddy.
Absolutely.
But still, even without that, there's money to be made.
Absolutely.
In plenty of places. And his kids are going to be media professionals by the time they graduate.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of benefit in that.
Absolutely.
But Julian is a great example because he's one just like Akil Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Akil's problem was more here.
Right.
A little bit physical, but more here. Mm-hmm. Where Julian's just, if he can grow and if he's 6'2" playing like that.
Absolutely.
Good Lord.
Absolutely.
Good Lord. So, and that kind of leads us, the next topic I put on this is why do certain kids get clicks? And the mixtape culture moving into a clickbait situation.
I think, that's a good question. So I think it's all about how you word it. For example, like when you see a Mac McClune mixtape. Well, first of all, let me stop for a second. Mac McClune, if you watch this, you are a god. You have every white kid in America right now. You give them hope.
That's facts.
You're like the
Me
white.
too.
You're like
Me
the
included.
White, you're like the white Obama, man.
That's true.
Like you give white kids hope. Like you got white kids outside Lauren that go doing windmills and all types of crazy shit on their go. So Mac McClune, yo,
hey,
shout out to you.
You inspired Rod to do his baby hand windmill.
Yes, I did. But kids like Mac McClune, like you want to see what he does next because when you watch his tapes, he's so exciting to watch. And so it's kind of one of those things where it's all how you word it. Another example, like even when you guys earlier this year posted the Millbrook and Heritage.
Oh yeah.
Which got a little backlash,
Great.
but how you worded it, it was like, okay, I have to click on this because I want to see what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And while you did that, let me just tell y'all like I told the representative from Millbrook that contacted me, if you watch the video, their main player, I put every bucket he scored.
Absolutely.
No comments were negative about that kid or the school.
Right.
And that video, I think right now has 40,000 views. That's the most that anyone will watch a Millbrook player play all year long.
Good point.
They lost, so they were ill, but they played well, and I put that in the video.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
I don't hate Millbrook. I'm a big fan of Millbrook. Chris Clemens is a god. Donnie just hit us with the wrap up on this topic. I do want to just touch quickly on, we don't have to break them down, but I am interested in who you think the top 5 mixtape players of the last decade are.
All right, so I'll get my 5 here now. Keep in mind, I am biased here, fully biased. So number 1, I will go John Wall. I mean, literally, John, you have to go John. Second, I had to actually tie. I said Akil Carr and Austin Rivers, man.
That's fair.
Both of them, those are great mixtapes. Third, Ryan Harrell, man. I mean, the show he put on, man, in 2008, crazy.
Full game.
Yeah, oh my God.
We'll get into that later.
Absolutely. Dennis Smith, 4. I mean, it speaks for itself. Then 5, I gotta go Jalen Harris, man. I mean, if you
he has one of our most viewed views on the East Channel.
Absolutely,
man. Viewed videos.
So I mean, obviously, again, I'm biased, but again, I think it was a really good mix. I mean, it really showed, his full complement of his game. So
shout out to me.
Absolutely, shout out to Ball is Life East.
And so my top 5 in doing, being the one who's putting together a lot of this stuff. John Wall, number 1, is obvious.
Absolutely,
is obvious. I said I wouldn't say it the whole time, but Wallway. Dennis Smith is number 2,
okay.
And I've always been a big supporter of Dennis.
Right.
I think Dennis is special. Like,
absolutely.
Even like seeing how well he's doing right now.
Absolutely,
he's scratching the surface.
Absolutely.
That dude is going to be someone where he's a household name. He's going to have kids in Alaska buying his jerseys one day, and that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Deuce Bello, I had to put on this list because Deuce filled a big gap for me. When John graduated and Mason Plumlee was gone, Deuce Bello was throwing the ball between his legs and dunking it in games.
Absolutely.
As a sophomore.
Absolutely.
So definitely Deuce had the culture, had a grip on the culture. Zion Williamson's good enough right now that he's absolutely on this list.
Oh, absolutely.
He's playing in the background now.
Absolutely. Shout out to Zion.
He's a freak of nature in the best way possible. And then the last guy I put is a bias because I had to put Brandon Ingram on here. K-Town,
2-5.
Kinston guy, Slim Reaper. If you haven't ever seen his mixtape, do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube, type in Brandon Ingram.
Can I tell a quick Brandon Ingram story? This will take 30 seconds. We had a tournament. Our freshman, Dennis, Jalen, Quay Parker, their freshman year. Brandon was a sophomore. Played in Wilson. Don, I think you were at the game, filmed it.
Lost the footage, and the footage never got put out.
Yeah. So, me and Jalen ride to Fayetteville to go pick up Dennis and Quay. So the whole way back, we're talking about like, we gotta stop Brandon. Brandon at this time is probably 6'5", 6'6". We're like, we gotta stop Brandon. Blah blah.
He must have been 12.
Yeah, I
he was that short.
Exactly. So the whole way back, we're like, we gotta figure out how to stop him. So Quay's going, man, I ain't worried about Brandon. I'm gonna lock him up. Blah blah blah. So we're kind of looking like,
you're trying to say Quay's confident.
Quay was very confident.
Oh, okay.
So. Long story short, we ended up losing that game. Brandon had 40, and he actually reminded me of it every year on my birthday. Brandon would send me a happy birthday message and say, "Hey, you remember when I busted you guys' ass and gave you 40?" So shout out to Brandon. I love you, dog. You crazy, man. But
Did you know that dunk at Chick-fil-A was the first time he's really postered somebody?
Really?
I went up to his coach after the game. I'm like, does he do that? And he said, honestly, man, no one in practice will jump with him, and people in the area won't do that.
Right.
And so I think. He was like, yeah, I think that's the first time he's... and then after that, he just started going at people's heads.
It's crazy.
It was crazy.
The rest is history.
All right, so the next thing we're going to get into, and I'll switch over our little video board behind us, we're going to talk about the John Wall Holiday Invitational. Now, this is the 46th year of the Holiday Invitational, but only the second year of having John's name on it.
Absolutely.
And really only the first year of having John's name on it from the beginning. Whereas the first year, he didn't sign on until late, and so our job for getting the teams in and all that was a little bit more difficult.
Right.
We had everything in line this year.
Right.
And by the numbers, we had the biggest year of the events, 46 years.
It showed. I mean, day one, I got there at 1 o'clock, and it was jam-packed at 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I've never seen this before.
Julie knew.
Absolutely.
And I mean, again, like for a kid that went 0-3 and people would talk a lot of junk about, he will be back.
Absolutely.
We will invite them back every year
that
he's available.
Absolutely.
Because he puts butts in seats.
Absolutely.
I do want to ask, since, me and Donnie were fully kind of submerged with everything.
Right.
You know, you getting to come watch it as a fan. What were some of the best moments?
I mean, first and foremost, Kobe White, man. I mean, my God, like just him actually going after the record, man. Like just being a walking
You
bucket.
could feel that the first game too. Like, how is the vibe in the first game? Like, he's gonna break the scoring record.
Absolutely. Like, you get 46 the first game, you're like, yo, the record's gonna be a breeze at this point, you know.
Right.
It's just he scores in so many different ways, man. You know, that's the thing. Like, you're so excited about him going to Carolina next year because you know Roy's never had a kid like Kobe. Right. So how does Roy implement?
Usually, those are the kids that get ripped at the McDonald's game and go pro, like J.R. Smith.
Exactly.
Guys that can put the ball in the bucket.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So Kobe was probably just the star of the show, man. Jalen LeCue, oh my God, like he's whoa, that kid has a legit pro potential.
He'll surprise you if you're not ready.
Absolutely. But it was a good day overall, man. I mean, I got to see Wesleyan a little bit. They're a powerhouse once again. But, you know, just like I said, the overall atmosphere, man, and everything, it was awesome, man.
How'd you feel about having Word of God back in the event?
It was good to see Word of God back in there, man. I think, you know, it'd have been better if they had, you know,
they were one piece away.
Yeah, absolutely. And they got that piece now. So we'll see how he.
I forgot. I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, so we'll see how Malik fits into.
Can I just say, Malik Johnson needs Brian Clifton.
And
Malik, I hope you hear that. You listen to what Brian tells you.
Absolutely.
I've known Brian for a long time, and we have our history, but. You know, that kid I was talking about earlier that I touched base with, you know, and try to kind of switch his path a little bit.
Right.
I told him he needed Brian Clifton too.
Absolutely.
They need someone who will be honest with them.
Absolutely.
And who will help guide them in the right direction and not care what
Absolutely.
the kids are saying or what they, you know what I mean, what they think they need.
Absolutely. And the thing about Brian, man, not to switch gears, Brian's tough on kids, but he understands why. He has reasoning behind it. You know, going into Jalen's senior year, you know, a lot of people were like, well, how's Brian going to coexist with Jalen and his family? And, you know, one thing we kind of said, we will take a step back and let Brian coach him because when he goes to college, you can't interfere with a college coach, you know what I'm saying? So let Brian do what he does.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, if you're a coach at the high school level and you have aspirations to be more than that, you have to understand that every kid that comes through your program is your resume.
Absolutely.
Where they go, where they end up, how they are as people and players.
Absolutely.
You are a big part of that,
Absolutely.
and he knows that.
Absolutely.
So I mean, at the end of the day, he's not going to let any kid fall through the cracks if he can help it, because that kid's victory is his victory.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people will call that selfish, but that's life.
That's
I
life.
mean, you work hard and you do the right things,
Absolutely.
and if you do that, everyone wins.
Absolutely.
You were there. Did you go to the Holiday Invitational in 2008?
2008, absolutely, yeah. That was.
And you were there in 2014.
Yeah, you know, I was there.
How were those 2008, 2014, just environment wise versus this year?
I think they were comparable. I think so. The championship night of this year, that atmosphere and that energy was different than any of the
best ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Even better than Harry and Thon, the championship game.
Right.
You know,
which was next level as well.
Absolutely. So. It was pretty crazy. I mean, because you had so many pros in 2008 and 2014. Like we talk about Harry Thon, we don't talk about Chris Clemens was there, Brandon Ingram was there. Demetrius Troy had
Jamal Murray.
He was averaging that tournament at best.
That was honestly Jamal. That tournament was the first time I heard people say Jamal Murray's a pro.
Absolutely.
And this tournament this year was the first time I heard people say Kobe White is the best scorer I have ever seen in high school.
And I saw James Curry, and he's a way
That's what I mean.
scorer.
This is coming from people who have been around and have seen some guys.
Absolutely.
And some guys were saying this that have Carolina bias the other way, that usually don't like Carolina. If you can make a hater shout you out, you have won.
You've won. Absolutely.
So we'll switch gears from there and just kind of touch base on a few things that are popping and going on in the culture right now. Primarily the fact that Trae Young is a freaking basketball player guy.
How was he ranked 22nd in the country?
We had him at the All-American game, right?
Yep.
So, and if I remember correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, coolest kid, most down-to-earth, humble kid that you will meet.
Right.
And to be that good, I mean, for real, like, you don't want to put comparisons on anybody, but it's Steph Curry.
Absolutely.
He hit shots in that game versus TCU yesterday that you're like, what? Oh, this is video game stuff.
Absolutely. And he does. You can never speed him up. Like, even West Virginia was trying to speed him up, going by him. I mean, he's just awesome, man. He plays like Steph Curry now. Not even Davis is Steph Curry. And that's the crazy shit about it. You know what I mean?
Pro Steph Curry.
Absolutely.
So, and if you're unfamiliar with Trae or what he's doing, Trae plays at Oklahoma. Trae is averaging 29 points a game, 10 assists, both of which lead the NCAA. Yesterday versus 16th ranked TCU, he had 43, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists.
It's crazy.
Dude, get off of the college floor.
Right.
Is that your player of the year?
Absolutely.
Marvin Bagley?
He may get one vote.
So next episode, we'll go deeper into who's your number 1 pick, Marvin Bagley or Oklahoma's Trae Young. That is a whole separate conversation for another day.
Absolutely.
Sean Kirk to UNC Pembroke.
You know what? It's funny because I was at the Adidas. We were all at the Adidas Gauntlet back in
when he blew up,
2015.
and we were just as confused then as we are now that he's going to Pembroke.
Calipari was front and center. Well, we knew why he was at front and center of the games, but I mean, even still, like to get an offer from Kentucky after a weekend of play,
it's not like he would have gotten there and they would have taken his offer away.
Absolutely.
If you want to leave, that's on you. But once that scholarship is yours, that's yours.
Absolutely. So I mean,
actually, I'm sure some people would argue with me on that, but
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, just the fact that I guess he's going to UNC. People have his brother, but I mean,
Ooh, Rod with the info. I was gonna drop. I thought I had some secret stuff.
A little bit, man. A little bit. He's going to help his brother. So I mean, I guess that's cool. Now, is he eligible immediately, or is he?
He'll have to. It'll be like Blake, I believe. I think he'll be eligible in the spring of next year.
Okay. So
Blake Harris to NC State. A, are you surprised at all? B, will he do well? And C, does he graduate as a member of the Wolfpack?
A, am I surprised that Blake transferred?
No. I didn't ask you that. Okay. Are you surprised he ended up at State?
Am I surprised he ended up? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely. I actually thought Blake was going to end up at State after he decommitted from Washington. B, what was my second question?
I believe the second question is, how will he do at NC State?
So here's my theory on that. I understand Kevin Keats has a system where he likes to play a lot of guards, and he rotates guards in and out. That may work in the CAA. In the ACC, when you have kids of 4- and 5-star caliber kids, they want to play and want to play a lot so they can reach their pro potential. How does that work? Now
you gonna have 4 point guards.
You got 4 point guards. Now, I mean,
I imagine Braxton Beverly gets pushed over to a shooting guard.
Absolutely.
Like very short.
Short.
Can't guard anyone, shooting guard.
And that's why I don't understand.
And when I say can't guard anyone, I mean when you have a pro guard on the other side. Like, I love you, Braxton, but Trayvon Duvall's going to be coming at you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he can finish, good God. But I'm not going to say anything about it. My God. But
Rod's a Carolina fan, just for complete transparency.
Yeah, Carolina and slightly Arkansas until next year.
No, Arkansas as long as Jalen's rocking.
Yeah. That's fair. So I think somebody's going to be the odd man out.
Does Blake graduate from NC State?
No. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why Blake doesn't graduate
video,
from NC
buddy.
State.
It's a Baller Vision video.
Oh, woo! Free promo. Let's put Blake on here. How about that?
Let's put Blake here.
Let's put Blake up here while we're talking, just so everybody see how good he is. Because he is very good.
Blake is a very good point guard. I mean, Blake has the tools to be a pro now. What I think may hurt Blake in the long run is the fact that he has transferred so much. And I love the Harris family. Shout out to you guys. You know I love you guys. I'm gonna always be honest with you guys. I think the thing it's going to always linger with Blake, even when he tries to turn pro. His question is going to be, well, why did you go to this school? Why did you go to that school? Why did you move around a lot? I mean, 6 schools in 6 years is a lot.
Trust Kevin Keats.
You have
Blake Harris. Trust Kevin Keats.
Absolutely.
Just do what he says. He'll get you where you want to go. Just stay put. Trust in the system. Stay put.
Absolutely.
I don't think he graduates from there either.
I don't. But the reason I say it is because I think hopefully, I'm going to take the high road here.
I think Blake Harris makes money playing basketball someday.
Absolutely.
Somewhere.
Absolutely.
To be fair.
Absolutely. He's a pro.
Just to be completely transparent.
Absolutely.
And again, we'll get into this guy a little bit later, but what do you think? I mean, I've known Kevin Keats since he was at Hargrave. Mm-hmm. I love Kevin Keats. Mm-hmm. When the NC State job opened up, I publicly said I want LaVelle Moton or Kevin Keats.
Right.
Didn't think NC State would be smart enough to do that.
This is NC State we're talking about.
In my opinion, it's the best hire in my lifetime as a State fan.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure that you got to be patient and let him get situated, but he's the guy, in my opinion.
Right.
Are you familiar with Keats? Are you new to him with him coming to State?
No, we actually Keats last year. We actually went on a visit to UNCW after Jalen decommitted, and we shot horse with him after the game. Visited, man. We thought he was the coolest coach ever. But the biggest thing we said when we left, we said, we want to go somewhere that you can commit to for 4 years. Kevin Keats is not going to be there for 4 years. So
Right.
that automatically just took
And as
him
a
out of
State
running.
fan, I would say that's going to be your only fear.
Absolutely.
Does he outgrow you?
Absolutely.
But he's in a good place because you're not going to be able to, to get your rocks off as much as he is against Coach K and Roy Williams right up the road.
Absolutely.
If every year he can beat one or both of them in a game, his stock's going to rise.
So let me ask you this: how long is it before he entertains the Louisville job? I think Padgett's a good young coach, but can he take Louisville to the next level?
Louisville's going to be in a sunken place for a minute.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think somebody like John Calipari is going to take full advantage of that. Kevin Keats might think he's the one to resurrect it.
Could be.
I would argue that being in the ACC on Tobacco Road, going against two Hall of Famers, the recruiting might not be that fun.
Right.
But that's what he's good at.
He's very good at it.
Right. So I'd be surprised if I saw him leave NC State for another ACC school.
Right.
But then again, I mean,
Stranger things
Stranger
have
things, for
have
sure.
happened.
And this is another one we'll talk about a little bit, but this is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Just with the how popular they are and the whole deal. What is your opinion on Lavar Ball?
First and foremost, Lavar Ball is a revolutionary. Like he is that guy. I mean, because
He's Chris Kardashian.
Absolutely. So you have to think of it like this. I mean, people say he's failed his sons. How? He has a son in the NBA right now that is guaranteed $25,
I'd like to
$30 million.
meet someone who says I know that's the narrative, but
Absolutely.
how?
Absolutely.
In what way has he failed his son?
Exactly. Think about this. On a Tuesday afternoon on a random January, you got 100,000 people on Facebook watching son's,
something happen on the other side of the planet.
of the world, and they're getting paid for that. They have a series. I watch that series religiously. Like
So do a bunch of other people.
exactly. So they have me hooked.
They've got Facebook in their back pocket.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, they've got Ball is Life in their back pocket.
Exactly.
Anyone, I mean, Lavar Ball is puppeteering national media.
Absolutely.
He's got ESPN in his back, but they sent one
Exactly.
of their best guys. Jeff Goodman is in Lithuania right now.
Absolutely.
Because LeVar Ball made it happen.
Absolutely. And
I think
everything-
it's
yeah.
funny when people
Yeah.
talk about LeVar like
It
it's
is.
a negative. Like,
Right. How?
I simplify everything. You want to talk about a sport where the majority, their parents, at least one of their parents, aren't in play, if not both?
Right.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
Their dad is obsessed with them and their life.
Exactly.
He's living through them. I'm pretty sure LeVar Ball was living a pretty good life before Lonzo made it to the NBA.
He lives in Chino Hills.
He lives in Chino Hills. I promise they didn't get him that house on a credit card.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
don't know how he made his money. I don't really care.
Right.
He raised his sons. He gives a shit about them.
Right.
And he's always going to be there.
Absolutely.
And if you think that it's NBA or bust, you're stupid.
You're absolutely right.
Jello is going to end up having some sort of fashion, modeling, acting career, some random stuff that branches off of basketball.
Right.
LaMelo could do a bunch of things. I promise you, him becoming, we know him a little bit. He's immature.
Yeah.
Him becoming an adult faster is going to help him with whatever's next.
Absolutely.
Him manning up now,
Absolutely.
it's only beneficial. And again, like, I don't know if anyone's been taught at a public school before. It's not like it's the best education.
It's horrible.
Going and living in other countries and seeing
Right.
other people and really getting involved in culture is so much more valuable than
Right.
pre-algebra.
At 16 years old.
Calculus.
Exactly.
It's things you'll never use unless you're an accountant.
Exactly. Exactly. So
We're LeVar Ball fans here. If I can ever get
Absolutely.
LeVar Ball to talk to us, we're going to make that
oh
happen.
man, that'd be the greatest.
And so we've run a little bit longer than I thought, which is awesome.
Right. Absolutely.
This has already been a lot more
we're
fun.
having good conversation, good
Yeah.
dialogue. You know what I mean?
It is the day that this airs is Martin Luther King Day.
Absolutely.
And so, me and Rod had done some talking, and this is all about fun and entertainment and all that. But at the same time, we want to always touch on culture. We want to always talk about what's important, and especially with where the world is right now, I think it's important to bridge any gaps we can. Black, white, yellow, brown, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to throw it over to Rod and just kind of let him talk MLK Day a little bit.
Cool. So if you look at my shirt, I wore the shirt today just for this simple purpose: equality. Equality to me means that I can sit here with you as a white man, as my brother, as Don, as an Asian, my brother. Like we could sit and have a conversation as men, as equals. That's what Martin Luther King.
Even heated conversation.
Absolutely, right. And that's what Martin Luther King, the Dr. Martin Luther King, stood for. My favorite quote for Dr. Martin Luther King is
All
darkness.
those people, man, on the video, that is crazy.
Absolutely, man. So darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So what that means to me is, look at the time we're kind of going through right now with the whole H&M thing. To me, what that happened, that was horrible.
Stupid.
It was very stupid. But the reaction to it was even worse to me in a sense. Like there are videos on social media right now of people trashing H&Ms. Why?
Right.
Two wrongs never make a right in any situation. And for us to grow as a people and grow as a country,
you give the other side the opportunity to trash you.
Exactly.
When it's unnecessary.
Exactly.
You're opening up that side of the conversation.
Exactly. So when people look at our culture and our race as a certain way, we give them prime examples to point and say, well, this is what you guys do here. Boom, 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 boom. So
generalize, which is the worst thing you can do.
Absolutely. So, and another thing that bothers me too as well is like our stay woke people on Twitter. Like every time something happens on Twitter, somebody, a couple tweets, this, that, F them, H&M, do this, that, and the third. But what are you doing after that? What is the end game for you?
What's the big picture play?
Absolutely.
Not the short term.
Exactly. Are you really boycotting or what are you doing? So I think for us, as like I said, as a people, we have to learn how to move forward in a positive way together. And once we can do that, man, I mean, we'll be in a better place now. I mean, right now in the country we live in, we have an idiot president. Shout out to Trump, you idiot. But
two-time,
right? So hopefully, we can move forward and try, and hopefully this doesn't kill us all, So,
I think that the more these conversations happen, the more that bad stuff goes on and forces conversations. I think it's beneficial. I grew up in Eastern North Carolina, like you.
Absolutely.
Racism is still very much alive where we are.
Mm-hmm.
We deal with it on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And as a white man in America, I would say my privilege is maximum in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely.
I think the biggest mistake we can make is to not understand that.
Absolutely.
I don't take advantage of my privilege. I do understand it. And I do understand that not everyone gets that benefit, and their lives are not as easy as mine. And the only thing you can do is try to empathize with people and understand their position. And at the end of the day, even you understanding and letting people know that you get it, that's a powerful tool.
Absolutely.
And I agree with everything Ross said. I think we could all learn something from reading what Dr. Martin Luther King had to say. From both of us, we want to wish you a happy Martin Luther King's Day.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for rocking with. Hey, you've made it to the end.
Absolutely.
You've made it to the end. If you could, help us. Subscribe. Like this video. Comment below. Use the hashtag #TheNewSouth. That is how we will grow. How we'll get bigger. How we'll start to get more guests on. Get to do more things. We thank y'all so much. This is something we're really excited about and something we're planning on having a lot of fun with. Tell us what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want more of, less of. We're here for you. This has been the New South Podcast, episode 1.
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all next Monday for episode 2.
Peace.